Okay, so it is Thursday, the first week of class. This is the third time I've tried to make this video. I tried to make it yesterday on Wednesday. I was using a new version of Camtasia that had updates that I guess somehow made it better, but really made it worse for me. And somehow, I don't know how, I'm sure it's user error and not exactly the program's fault. It added like an hour of length to the video somehow. I didn't record for an hour. I don't know what's going on. Typically, the way I would do this when I teach a class or teach this class, I would have this video posted either Monday or Tuesday. Unfortunately, it's coming today. So typically what's going to happen throughout this semester is every Monday I'm going to post, I'll post like a video that says this is what we're doing this week, and then I'll post videos containing the content for the course on Monday and Tuesday. So this video here serves as an introduction to the course, and this is what we're doing, and a this is what we're doing video. Okay, this is the Canvas page here. You can look at the syllabus. This has all of the sort of information that you would expect. One thing that I want to point out here, office hours. These office hours are mainly for my in-person undergraduate class. If you want to attend one of these on Zoom, just let me know, and I'll open up the Zoom. I'll open up the Zoom link for you. If you don't realize until like this time that you want, you can let me know as well. You can either email me or you know what, you can text me, which I will go on ahead and put my phone number here. You can see this edit made as it's happening. So this is the phone for the math department. This is for me. I don't really have a problem giving this out to the graduate students, since most of you, I assume, know how to behave normally when it comes with phones. So if you want to join a Zoom meeting during one of these office hours, just text this and ask me to open the Zoom meeting, and I will. I'll tell you what the Zoom ID is there as well. I'll add that here. I should have. I normally do, but I didn't. But also by appointment. I know a lot of you guys are working, so if these times don't work, we can set up an appointment to try maybe a little later in the day or earlier in the day to try to have some office hours. So the catalog description is Techniques of Effective Oral, Written, and Electronic Communication of Mathematics, Introduction to Contemporary Computing Tools. So this introduction to contemporary computing tools, we're really going to be doing a lot more of that in this class than I have before. They keep asking me to sort of increase the amount of that's in the class. So my description here says, in addition to what is described in the catalog description, this class is also intended to teach students in the Distance MS program basic computer programming principles. This will be done in the context of Python using Jupyter Notebook. So that's kind of all under that heading there. So one thing that I want to just point out here is, if you've done programming before, basically, I'm not going to tell you anything that you don't know. Okay, so this is not meant to be a full undergraduate computer programming class. If you've done programming before or had one of those, I'm probably not going to be teaching you anything new unless you've never used Python. But you know, then it'll just be the sort of the Python specific things you'll be learning then. But you're probably comfortable with if statements and for loops and stuff like that. I'm also using Jupyter Notebooks just because I think this is one of the best things to use in the context of communication. I'll explain why throughout the course. But basically, it's very easy to combine programming and prose and just kind of writing mathematics. And we'll explore that as time goes on. However, a big downfall is that it can cause bad programming habits, which I will try to break, and you will be forced to have you will be forced to not make those programming mistakes in your programming assignments. Now, if programming assignments is kind of scary to you, I understand that. I will be posting a lot of videos. In fact, in the videos, I will essentially be doing almost exactly what you need to be doing for your homework assignments. Not exactly, but I will be giving you a lot of what you need to be doing for your homework assignments. I'm not going to give you a copy of those Jupyter Notebooks just because I don't want you only copying and pasting. In my opinion, even if you're typing out what I'm typing, that's better than copying and pasting, because typing out what I'm typing forces you to, well, if you make a mistake typing something in, it forces you to figure out what the mistake is and stuff like that. Though I do encourage you, when I post the videos, it might be a good idea to consider having my video up in one screen and you're in your Jupyter Notebook typing in what I type in. And I guarantee you, I haven't made any videos yet, but anytime I make a programming video, almost I will, hit a wrong key and make an error, and you'll get to see me kind of figure out what the error there is as well, which I guess is embarrassing, but I guess in some sense maybe it'll be helpful if you see how I think through the errors. Okay, here's the course learning outcomes. There is no textbook, just assigned readings. I'll talk about that a little bit later in this video. Here are all of the weekly, here are all of the percentage breakdowns. Homework is going to be due weekly. It's going to be due on Monday. There's going to be one due this Monday. It's just going to basically be getting Python installed and a little bit more, like writing one little thing to do a simple computation or something. There are 3 projects. Each project is 60%. I'll say more about those projects later. The due dates are just below here. And discussions I will also talk about in just a moment. That's also 20%. Here are the due dates for the projects. So every week there's going to be basically 2 threads. One is going to be the technical lesson. That's going to be about programming, LaTeX, stuff like that. And then there's going to be the communication lesson, because it's not enough. It's not enough for me to have you learn how to use the technology to communicate math if I'm not also teaching you or encouraging you or inviting you to reflect on how you're communicating mathematics. So along with those lines, for the discussions, every week there's going to be 2 discussions. You can view these in the modules. Basically everything is going to be laid out in the modules. Under here will be videos. So there's a reading discussion every week. This week you are to read sections 0 through 5 of How to Write Mathematics. And basically I want you to write one top level comment that's more or less reflecting on the reading. Okay? So it could be an observation or comment or point of disagreement about the reading, or just it could be something, he says something and it makes you think of something else that's maybe not directly related. Anything like that is fine. That gives you 5 points out of 10, and then you have to respond to one of your classmates' comment. That gives you another 5 points out of 10. So these are going to be graded by the grader kind of on a rolling basis. So if you make a comment and it takes a week or so for it to be graded, that's fine. I've told the grader I need it basically to be graded by the Tuesday after the Monday that it's due, because it's a pretty easy grading job. And as long as you're making as long as you're making relevant contributions, if you in the reading discussion, if you just make a comment that with your name in it or something like that, obviously you're not going to get points for that. But this is not something, I'm not trying to burden you here. I just really want you guys to engage both with the document that we're going to be reading and with each other. And then technical discussion, similar parameters. Here we're going to be answering questions, or we're going to be discussing the technical aspects of the class. Okay, so in this case, we're going to post questions about the technical parts of the class. So like for the homework assignment, if you're like, hey, can you help me do this sort of thing? I tried to do this, but I couldn't figure it out. So something like that would be something that you need to do. Okay, and again, similar parameters as before. As long as you're making a reasonable contribution, you're going to get all of your points. If you think you made a reasonable contribution and it was graded as a 0 or wasn't graded, and it's been a week or so since you made the comment, let me know and I will go in and see what's going on. Probably it's just the grader missed it. Okay, I think that's all that I want to discuss in this introductory video. I will be making content videos today and posting them. Our goal for this week is to get Python and Jupyter and Anaconda and all of the things that we need to have, get that installed and do a little bit of sort of programming. I would try to do a little more this week, but since it's Thursday and I'm only now just being able to make these videos, I'm just going to leave it at that. So that's it for today, and see you in the videos and the discussion forums.